Gopijana Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada श्री राधा राधानाथ की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, शिला प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सवधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता विशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांठ राधा कांठ नमस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुत देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 6, Text number 34. Sanandana Adhyay Maha Siddhay Shantay Samsanta Vigraham Upasyamanam Sakhya Cha Bhartra Guhyaka Rakshasham Sanandanadhyar Mahasiddhay Sanandanadhyar Mahasiddhay Shantah Shamsanta Vigraham Shantah Samsanta Vigraham Upasyamanam Sakhya Cha Upasyamanam sakhyacha bhartra guhyaka rakshasam bharta guhyaka rakshasam sanandanadyer mahasiddhe shantah santa vigraham shantah samsanta vigraham upasyamanam sakhyacha upasyamanam sakhyacha bhartra guhyaka rakshasam bhartra guhyaka rakshasam. Yes. Nananadir mahasiddhe shanta samsanta vigraham upasyanam sakhyacha bhartra guhyaka rakshasam sanandanadyer mahasiddhe shante samsanta vigraham upasyamanam sakhyacha bhartra guhyaka rakshasam. Mataji. Sananda Adyer, please repeat. The four Kumaras, headed by Sanandan, Mahasiddher, liberated souls, Shante, saintly, Samshanta, Vigraham, the grave and saintly Lord Shiva. Upasyamanam was being praised, Sakhya by Kuvera, Cha and Bhartra by the master, Guhyaka Rakshasam of the Guhyakas and the Rakshasas. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Lord Shiva sat there surrounded by saintly persons like Kuvera, the master of the Guhyakas, and the four Kumaras who were already liberated souls. Lord Shiva was grave and saintly. So, purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The personalities sitting with Lord Shiva are significant because the four Kumaras were liberated from birth. It may be remembered that after their birth, these Kumaras were requested by the father to get married and beget children in order to increase the population of the newly created universe. But they refused, and at that time Lord Brahma was angry. In that angry mood, Rudra or Lord Shiva was born. Thus they were intimately related. Kuvera, the treasurer of the demigods, is fabulously rich. Thus Lord Shiva's association with the Kumaras and Kuvera indicates that he has all transcendental and material opulences. Actually, he is a qualitative incarnation of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, his position is very exalted. So we have been reading this chapter entitled Lord Brahma Satisfy Lord Shiva. And we have been going through various, from the beginning of this chapter. And yes. So this chapter, it describes a lot about the abode of Lord Shiva, Kailash, and his qualities, and his entourage, and his, And here in this verse is saying that he is always very grave, and naturally he is very saintly. And he is sitting on this Mount Kailash in deep meditation. Yesterday we read, he is meditating on Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So we have understood from Srila Prabhupada purports and from Srimad Bhagavad Gita that all these Devi Devas that exist, they are all serving Lord Shri Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and always chanting his glories and meditating on him. In India, if you go, there is thousands of Lord Shiva temples and other Devi and Devas, demigods, everywhere. Especially if you go in South India, there is huge temples. There is temple in Kanchipuram. This city is divided into two parts, the Vishnu Kanchi and the Shiva Kanchi. In this city, there is a huge temple of Lord Shiva, which is called Ekambarnath. And the linga is of Prithvi. Beside the Dwadas Jyotirlingas that we have all over India, that on Padayatra we were blessed to take darshan of most of them. And we have the Shivlinga also manifested as Pancha Mahabhuta, earth, water, fire, ether and air. So in Chitam, in this place Kanchipuram, we have this huge temple of Lord Shiva and Ekambarnath. Then in Chitambaram we have Lord Shiva in South India and Tamil Nadu, Akashlinga. And Shikalahasti we have Fire Linga, and somewhere in around Srirangam we have this Jal Linga. But yet, the largest temple of this Tamil Nadu is Sri Ranganath. Lord Ranganath being served with a lot of devotion on the bank of Kaveri, and largest temple is Lord Ranganath, where Lord Chaitanya, while he was doing his walk all over India, Lord Chaitanya, when he appeared at the age of 24, he took sannyas and he continued his pastimes in Jagannath Puri. Today is Rath Yatra. So he stayed in Jagannath Puri for 18 years. 6 years he did Padayatra. And the 4 years that he did Padayatra was all over South India. And he visited all the temples and tried to attract the followers of various demigods into Krishna Bhakti. And when he started from Jagannath Puri, of course, when we went on Padayatra, we were very blessed to go to most of the places. Lord Chaitanya, he also walked. And if you read the pastimes in Ilamrita and in Chaitanya Charitamrita is mentioned that in Ilamrita that wherever Lord Chaitanya he went, all these holy places, Bhakti Sar Thakur Maharaj, he went and he established a place of worship and the footprint of Lord Chaitanya. So when Lord Chaitanya also, he went to all these places that we can see if you go to South India, especially in Tamil Nadu, there are cities full of temples. So these are the temples of many Devi Devas, especially Lord Shiva, like Rameshwaram. Also Lord Shiva is worshipped as a linga. And all over India, in Himalaya, Kedarnath and Kailash. But yet, every state of India you go, although there are many lots of Devi Devas are worshipped in different forms, but the main deity of most of the states of India is Krishna. Like in India, from time immemorial, beside Vrindavan and Mayapur, we have the Char Dham that is considered to be very holy, and many Indians, they always go at least once in a lifetime. They cover this Char Dham Yatra. In Himalaya is Badrinath, in east is Jagannath Puri, in the west is Dwarka Puri, and in south is Rameshwaram. When Padayatra started, also they try to cover most of these holy places among the 4 Char Dham. So it started from Dwarka Puri actually. So they covered Rameshwaram and they went to Mayapur, but after Padayatra continued and he went to Himalaya, to Badrinath and all over. So everywhere you go, there is thousands and thousands of temples where the puja and seva is done for various gods, but everywhere the main deity is Lord Krishna. Like if you go in the west, the main deity is Dwarka. Dwarkadish, Lord Dwarkadish. And if you go in the south, also in Rameshwaram, Shivlinga is worshipped. But there is the whole Rameshwaram and the area is Lord Ram pastimes from Treta Yuga. And if you go in Himalaya, among all the holy places that are there, Badrinath is a main holy place, and that is Lord Badrivishal is none other than Krishna. Then you have the holy place in Jagannath Puri, which is now Rath Yatra is going on today. So this is where Lord Krishna, Balram and Subhadra Devi is celebrated. And in grandiose, huge service, full of devotion, in so much opulence. There is so much prasad offered daily to the Lord, and so many pastimes in this Jagannath Puri, where Lord Chaitanya spent 18 years there in this place called Gambhira. So we are very fortunate. So this verse is saying that in this verse 34, Lord Shiva sat there surrounded by saintly persons like Kuvera, the master of the Guhyakas, and the four Kumaras who were already liberated souls. Lord Shiva was grave and saintly. He is always very grave and sitting in the yoga posture and meditating deeply on Lord Vishnu, as we have understood from yesterday's verse. Yesterday's verse says the demigod saw Lord Shiva sitting under the tree which was competent to give perfection to mystic yogis and deliver all people, as grave as time eternal. He appeared to have given up all anger. So from yesterday's verse we understood that he has given up all his anger and he is peacefully sitting and meditating. Shishi Radha Radhanath ki, Giri Govardhan ki, Shila Prabhupada ki. So Prabhupada, he has gifted us and these books that he has given us, and in this, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, is clearly verse after verse is explained that yes, we have all these Devi and Devas, the different gods that is being worshipped, but Prabhupada, he helped us to slowly, step by step, to make us understand how we must surrender to Krishna, who is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ete Chamsha Kala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So although there is so many incarnations and parts and parcels and so many gods, demigods emanated from Lord Krishna, but finally the conclusion is, this is a Paribhas Sutra of Srimad Bhagavatam, Ete Chamsha Kala Pumsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. That finally we come to this understanding that our devotion, our time, our worship, our heart, our soul is meant to cultivate this pure, unalloyed devotion of Lord Krishna. This is what the Shastra concludes. So we do respect and we don't disrespect the various demigods, and when we are going around we do offer our obeisances, but our life and our whole effort and energy is meant to cultivate this Ananya Bhakti, unalloyed devotion, unflinching devotion. This is what Bhagavad Gita concludes every time in every chapter, that this is where we have to reach to finally cultivate this pure devotion, Radha Krishna Prem. This is the goal of our life. This is what we have been taught and have been blessed with, and we are so fortunate that we slowly trying to. And Bhagavatam is Paramhamsa Samhita. When we get the opportunity to read and study Srimad Bhagavatam, it is meant to bring out our love of Krishna, love of Radha Krishna. As we read and read, go deeper and deeper in Srimad Bhagavatam, we must be more and more progressing in our path of devotion, becoming more and more solid and becoming more and more very focused and full of enthusiasm, and be able to face all the impediments and obstacles of life and still be very, very surrendered to Krishna, committed to our chanting of Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Because sometimes when we take to Krishna consciousness, things are very nice, very pleasing, and we have a lot of joy and happiness, appreciation. But as time goes, year after year, when we start to get Krishna tests us. As time goes, Krishna gives us more and more difficult tests, and more obstacles come on our way, impediments. So then we can see how much we have understood Krishna consciousness and how much all this knowledge coming from Srila Prabhupada books and our practice of chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and Mahaprasad and Prasad that we are eating and association of devotees, how much we have understood all this and how are we growing and moving forward, and our love and our appreciation is increasing, because as the first verse of Sri Shastakam says, Cheto Darpanam Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandika Vitaranam Vidya Vadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnam Ritasvadanam Paramatma Sarvatma Sapanam Param Vijete Sri Krishna Sankirtan. This is an increasing ocean of nectar that we are diving our life. So our first and foremost effort, progress, as we move forward, is to make sure that we are moving and cultivating our love of Radha Krishna. And this is our, not trying to do all kinds of things that unfavorable things that is going to make our progress very difficult. So the time when comes after a lot of effort and a lot of austerities and a lot of practice, then we chant our Mahamantra with very, very lot of love and appreciation, and we relish every time we take our beads. Otherwise, in the beginning days, as the time goes, we chant our japa, our 16 rounds, but as we finish 16 round, like if we have relieved it was a big task we achieved for the day, and we hang our beads, and we just feel very relieved. But as the days goes, years goes by, it's different. When we chant our japa, we became so much attached, and we became so tasty, and we, like when we are finishing our rounds and we have to go do other activities, we feel a lot of separation, and we feel a little bit pain to leave our beads. Then we know that we are progressing on our path of devotion. But this can be seen. So today's verse here, I read it the translation again. Lord Shiva sat there surrounded by saintly persons like Kuvera, the master of the Guhyakas, and the 4 Kumaras, who were already liberated souls. Lord Shiva was grave and saintly. Today we also have, just one second. Okay. Okay, today, is it the 1st of July today? So today we have Sri Swarup Damodar Goswami disappearance. And Rath Yatra, today is Rath Yatra. And we have Shivananda Sen disappearance. Okay. So Sri Swarup Damodar is the eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His previous name was Sri Purushottam Acharya, and he resided at Navadvip. He was always present with Mahaprabhu. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his pastimes of accepting sannyas, Swarup Damodar became like a madman, and journeying to Varanasi, he also accepted sannyas from one sannyasi named Chaitanyananda. Yes. His sannyas guru ordered him that you should yourself study the Vedanta and also teach it to others. Sri Purushottam Acharya didn't accept the garments of sannyas, but simply gave up his Sika and Brahman thread. Therefore, his name became Swarup, a brahmachari name. Thereafter, by the order of his guru, he came to Sri Nilachal, where he again met Mahaprabhu. Then one day, Swarup Damodar, who was very intimate with Mahaprabhu, and an ocean of the mellows of devotion, came to Sri Jagannath Puri. His previous name was Purushottam Acharya, and he resided at Navadvip at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. Seeing that Mahaprabhu had accepted sannyas, he became like a madman and also accepted sannyas at Varanasi. Though his scholarship was practically unlimited, he spoke very little with others and preferred to remain alone. Thus, very few were aware of his actual position. He was completely conversant with the understanding of the mellows of devotion of Sri Krishna, and his body was fully imbued with love for him. He was as though a second Mahaprabhu. Whenever anyone wanted to present to Mahaprabhu some book, verse or song that they had composed, Swarup Damodar would first hear what they had written before it could be presented to Mahaprabhu. If these compositions contained any points which were in contradiction to the superior position of bhakti, as concluded in scriptures, then hearing these writings would not be a source of transcendental pleasure for Mahaprabhu. Therefore, Swarup Gosai would first examine what had been composed, and if it was untainted, then it could be presented to Mahaprabhu. Excuse me. Usually he would recite Sri Gita Govinda and the writings and Kandidas and Vidyapati for the transcendental happiness of Mahaprabhu. In music and singing he was like a Gandharva, and in knowledge of the Shastra he was like Brihaspati. There was no one to compare with him in talent and intelligence. He was extremely dear to Sri Advaita and Nityananda Prabhu, and was a life and soul of devotees like Srivas and others. When Sri Swarup Damodar arrived in Puri from Kashi, Varanasi, he recited this shloka in praise of Mahaprabhu. O you, who are the personification of mercy, Sri Chaitanya, that which very easily causes grief to retreat far away, and which is spotlessly pure, which causes the appearance of the highest happiness, and by whose appearance disputation over the intricacies of scriptural statement ceases, that which causes a spirit to become extremely agitated in ecstatic love by a shower of grace and beauty, may that extremely expansive and auspicious mercy of its sweetness and dignity shine its rays upon me. This is from Sri Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka. Seeing that Swarup Damodar was offering his dandavats to him, Mahaprabhu picked him up, and as he embraced him, he said, I saw in a dream this morning that you had come. Just as a blind man finds unlimited happiness by regaining his eyesight, so I am feeling by regaining your association. Swarup Damodar replied, Prabhu, please forgive me. By leaving you and running off to Varanasi, I made a great mistake. I don't have even a hint of attachment of your lotus feet, and I have actually become a great sinner by leaving you and going to distant country. I gave up your association, but you didn't give me up. Binding the rope of mercy around my neck, you brought me again to your lotus feet. Hearing these words of Swarup Damodar spoken in such humility, Mahaprabhu again embraced him and said, Krishna is very kind. He has very mercifully brought us together again. Mahaprabhu kept Swarup Damodar close to him. Whenever Mahaprabhu became immersed in a particular ecstatic emotion, Swarup Damodar would perform a kirtan in that particular mood. During this period, Shri Ray Ramananda also arrived from Vidyanagar in South India. Thus the two of them, Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai, would enhance the ecstatic moods of Mahaprabhu by singing different songs and reciting various poetic verses. During the day, Mahaprabhu would engage in his pastimes of Sankirtan with his devotees, and at night he would taste the mellows of ecstatic love of Shri Radha and Krishna in the company of these two. As Lalita and Vishakha were very intimate with Srimati Radharani, Ray Ramananda and Swarup Damodar were similarly intimate with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Swarup Damodar's place of residence is in Puri, was a Satasan Mat. This is located near Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bhakti Kutir, near the ocean of Swarga Dwar. Mahaprabhu entrusted him to look after and instruct Raghunath Das Goswami. Swarup Damodar Goswami disappeared on the second day of the bright fortnight in the month of Ashar. Ashar means now, what is happening. During this Ashar month, two big events happened in India. Rath Yatra in the east and Dindi Yatra in west. Dindi Yatra means it happens every year from time immemorial, where devotees of Vithala, Lord Vithala, this is the area of Maharashtra where Lokanath Swami come from Arvade. So this is a time like we are having Rath Yatra in Jagannath Puri. At the same time, we have this Dindi Yatra that starts from Alandi and Dehu. Alandi is a birthplace of Gyaneshwar, Saint Gyaneshwar. And Dehu is a birthplace of Tukaram, Saint Tukaram. So, for almost 2 weeks, the hundreds of thousands of devotees dressed in white, and they have the cap also. They perform kirtan and they walk. Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari, Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari, Jai Jai Vithala Vithala Vithala, Maja Vithala Panduranga. And the ladies are dressed in sari, but it's a different style of sari. They tie the sari like dhoti at the back. And they go on. Somehow when Padayatra went there in 89, we were allowed to join them, and they gave a place because they have different rows allocated to different devotees coming from different areas. But Padayatra ISKCON was allowed to go. So we also walked with them for 2 weeks until we reached this place called Pandharpur Dham on the bank of the holy river Chandrabhaga. So this is what's happening in Pandharpur, in Dindi. So this great saint, Swarup Damodar Goswami also, he disappeared on the second day of the bright fortnight in the month of Ashar. Shri Swarup Damodar Goswami ki. Now we have Shivananda Sen. What time is it now? Sorry, I have time here. Okay, 22. So Shri Shivananda Sen was a very intimate servant of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just before the rainy season Chaturmas, he would lead the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Bengal to Puri, where they would go each year to see the Lord. All the expenses of this journey were borne by him. Saint Shivananda is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila. So you can see from time immemorial, these devotees always walked. So those days they used to walk from Bengal to Jagannath Puri. Everywhere they came out of this village, of this town, and together performing Sankirtan they used to walk. So wealth and opulences are properly engaged in the service of Sri Hari, the Guru and Vaishnavas. Shivananda Sen used his property and possessions in this way, in the service of Sri Gauranga and his devotees. His entire family's sons and servants were all devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Saint Shiva, his 3 sons, Sri Chaitanya Das, Sri Ram Das and Sri Karnapur Das, were extremely devoted to Mahaprabhu. His 2 nephews, Sri Vallabh Sen and Sri Kanta Sen, were also great devotees. Saint Shivananda used to reside at Kumar Hatta, which is presently known as Hali Sahir, the location of these worshipable deities. Sri Sri Gaur Gopal is unknown at present. However, the deities worshipped by Srinath Pandit, the guru of Kavi Karnapur, are still residing at Kalyani. This is a temple of Keshtorai and is located a few miles of Chaitanya Doha. In his Gaura Ganodesha Dipika, the son of Shivananda, Sri Kavi Karnapur has written that the gopi in Vrindavan by the name of Bira, who was a messenger of Srimati Radharani, is presently known as Sri Shivananda Sen. The devotees would depart for Puri 1 month before the Rath Yatra festival, and traveling by foot, they would arrive 1 month later. One day the devotees set out on the trip, as it was an auspicious day to begin a journey. At first they came to Sri Advaita Acharya's house in Shantipur. After conducting a festival there for 1 day, Advaita Prabhu, his wife and son accompanied the party to Mayapur, where they would have the darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother, Sachi Mata. She was somehow or other passing her days in great separation from her son. The devotees all offered their obeisances to her, and she in turn offered obeisances to the feet of Advaita Acharya and his wife Sita Thakurani. Then, while remembering her son, she began to cry. Advaita Acharya Prabhu and his wife consoled Sachimata as best as they could, and then, along with other devotees, they commenced the journey. Though Lord Chaitanya had ordered Nityananda Prabhu to preach in Bengal, he would also accompany his devotees to see Mahaprabhu. Also present were Sri Acharya Ratna, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Srivas Pandit, along with his brothers and the wives Vasudev, Govinda Madhava, Ghosh Murari Gupta Ojha, Sri Raghav Pandit, Sri Khandavasi Narahari, Sri Gunaraja Khan, etc. Saint Shivananda would bring his wife and their sons, and many of the other devotees as well would bring their wives. The Thakuranis, means ladies, would prepare foodstuffs, which were the favorite preparations of Mahaprabhu. Shivananda would make the arrangements for everyone's meal, as well as the paying of the tolls of the ferry gates whenever they would halt for the night. They would hold a festival of dancing and chanting of the holy names. Shivananda Sen knew all the path through Orissa. One day he remained behind on the ghat to settle the account with a toll collector, while the rest of the party went ahead. After walking some distance, they sat down to rest underneath a tree. Shivananda, however, was held up and not able to come right away, and thus there was no arrangements for the meals. Having walked quite some distance that day, everyone was very hungry. Nityananda began to abuse his name and was ready to curse him. Where is that Shiva? Everyone is dying of hunger, but still he hasn't come. No one is arranging any prasadam. Let his son die as well. Hariful. It was a bit strong. Just then Shivananda arrived. His wife went to him with tears in her eyes. You didn't manage any prasadam, and now Gosai is very angry. He has cursed your sons to die. Shivananda replied, now don't you become crazy. No need to cry needlessly. Just try to get a hold of yourself. Consoling his wife, he came to where Nityananda Prabhu was and offered his dandavats. Nityananda, still in angry mood, gave him a good kick. Shivananda felt great pleasure to get this mercy from Sripad Nityananda, and immediately went to the house of one Gaudiya Vaishnava to arrange prasadam and a place to stay for the devotees. Then he went to bring Nityananda Prabhu there. Nityananda Prabhu accepted prasadam with the devotees, after which Shivananda came and offering his obeisances at Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet, he prayed to him, "Today, in accepting me as your servant, you punish me fittingly according to my offenses. But such is your tenderness, and under the pretense of punishment, you actually awarded me such great mercy. Who within the three walls can understand your character? The dust of your lotus feet is very difficult to obtain, even for Lord Brahma. But even such a low, vile wretch as me received the touch of these lotus feet on his body. Today my birth and the heritage of my forefathers has become successful, and today I have received devotion of Shri Krishna as well as of ordinary objects of attainment for human beings, religion, economic development and sense gratification." Hearing these words of Shivananda, Nityananda Prabhu became very happy, and he rose and very lovingly embraced him. One year Shivananda came to Puri bringing his son Chaitanya Das with him. One day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the child, "What is your name?" To this the child replied, "Chaitanya Das." Then Mahaprabhu asked Shivananda, "What kind of name is this, Shivananda? As I receive inspiration in my heart, so I have chosen this name." One day Shivananda suggested to his son that he invite Mahaprabhu for lunch. When Chaitanya Das made his request, Mahaprabhu accepted his affectionate invitation offered by the boy. Thus Shivananda along with his wife prepared many preparations of foodstuffs, feeling very happy in heart that Mahaprabhu would be taking his lunch at the house that day. When Mahaprabhu arrived, Shivananda offered his obeisances, and after washing Mahaprabhu's feet, he seated him for lunch. At this point, Mahaprabhu told that today's invitation has been extended by Chaitanya Das. Then Chaitanya Das placed in front of Mahaprabhu yogurt, limes, ginger, flour pakoras and other salty preparations arranged very nicely. Seeing the arrangement, Mahaprabhu said, "This boy understands my mind. Therefore today I am very pleased to accept his invitation." Thus Mahaprabhu very happily accepted the prasadam, and after finishing, he called Chaitanya Das and gave him his remnants. Hari Bol. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any comment is there from any devotee?
Hare Krishna, thank you for your class. You spoke about Chaturmas, you mentioned Chaturmas. It's there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that we refrain from certain vegetables during Chaturmas. There's different opinions, but when you all were traveling, did you all follow Chaturmas?
When we were?
During Padayatra?
Yeah, we followed.
You followed, huh?
Followed to some degree, not very extreme vrat, but we followed. But Lord Chaitanya, he also followed.
Yeah.
He stayed 4 months of Chaturmas in this place in South India called Srirangam. And there where Gopal Bhatta Goswami come from, and other great devotees. Also, because Srirangam temple is 7 walls, you have to cross 7 walls before you come to the darshan of Ranganath, and big, huge Garurji. So there in one of the, between I think 3rd or 4th wall, the devotees there, they have Well, the place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed, they have converted it in a temple of Lord Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. That the seva is done there by the Brahmins and the devotees of Srirangam every day. So, yeah. Anything more? So, what we carry today with us from this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, that we have to sit down sometimes and finish our japa. Lord Shiva, he was sitting after his anger was cooled down, free from anger, free from anything, and sit down. If you can sit also cross-legged, that's also very good. Then we finish 16 rounds, and these few verses from several days we are hearing about the meditation. So this is our topmost meditation, sitting and meditating on the Mahamantra, sitting cross-legged and straight, trying to finish our 16 round. This is itself is a very, very complete meditative energy that we get to continue our journey, our day, very healthily and very full of enthusiasm. We can walk and chant, we can do whatever, but the best is if you sit and finish our 16 round. That helps us a lot, besides other practices that we do that help us. But this itself is a very powerful process that we can try. Sit in one place and concentrate. Don't let the mind go anywhere. Just try to gather all our concentration, our focus on Mahamantra's sound transcendental sound vibration, and carry on. And then it's a completely different experience. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.